Do you feel overwhelmed? The responsibilities that you bear each day, maybe the ones that are coming up, maybe seem too great, like you can't accomplish it. No idea how you're going to make it to the next day. Maybe the people that you are leading reject you, don't want your leadership. How do we face this? How do we keep going when we are faced with this overwhelming sense of this burden? This is what we're looking at today, along with the virtue of charity and how selfless love and giving can be strengthened by God's divine grace so you can accomplish what you need to. We'll take a look at the first reading, the Psalm, the Gospel, followed by the life of Saint John Vianney, and also reflection application. Starting out now in the book of Numbers, we go back to where the people of Israel, they are receiving this manna from heaven, but they're calling out, they're complaining to Moses for meat and flesh and garlic and all these other things that they had while they were in slavery, forgetting God's grace. And they're recalling how life was better, so much better before. And Moses, overburdened by this, goes to God in despair, in turn, cries out to him, saying, "What am I to do with these people?" And God is disappointed with this, says, but he still, like a loving father, provides them with the meat they are asking for. This leads to our psalm today, where God is saying if only he had trusted, that he would give them the finest wheat and honey coming from the rocks. And it shows that if we would maintain our faith in God, listen to him and trust in his blessings that he will be providing for us, and then when the time is right, he will give us what we need. And that is shown very well in the gospel today. Jesus, hearing of the death of his dearly beloved friend, John the Baptist, he wants to go off and mourn his death. But as he goes off, he's followed by, I think, 5,000 people. And so he goes and he preaches to them. He shows them compassion and love, even the time where he feels like he wants to be alone and mourn John the Baptist. And it becomes late in the day, and he says, send them home so they may get something to eat. It says that, it'd be too late for them to do that. So Jesus says, we'll feed them then. But they only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And this is where it shows how God's divine strength, how Jesus shows how human faith can overcome this burden or impossible situation. As through a miracle, Jesus shows us this by multiplying the 5 loaves and 2 fishes to be able to feed the 5,000. And the 12 baskets here is another recollection to the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 nations, as he feeds them, just like Moses did. He feeds them just like God did in the time of Moses. It's this faith and love and charity that Jesus is showing us is the same charity that is shown into the memorial saint of today, Saint John Vianney. Saint John Vianney, he grew up as a poor peasant. He was illiterate, even up to 17, but he memorized all the prayers his mother taught him. He longed to be a priest, and he did succeed in becoming a priest. And the parish that he was assigned to was a parish that was described as being very low faith and participation in God's mysteries. And this provides like a sense of this rejection by him, but he still proceeds. He is described as doing sometimes confession for 12 to 16 hours a day. He has a beautiful love for the Eucharist, and he preaches to these people about God's love and compassion and his perseverance. It changes the culture of this parish. They become more connected and deeper in the faith with God through his love, even through all the times he faced it. How many times may he have felt overwhelmed by this, felt temptation, or that he was doing the wrong thing? I will never know, but I do know that at times I feel overwhelmed. I feel like, even though I have this direction in mind, I feel like I'm answering the call that God's presenting to me, that maybe it's not the right direction and I have doubts. And so I pray. I bring it to God just as Moses brings it to God. I ask for his strength and guidance. I try to follow through what he's providing me as his guidance. Just like in the movies today, is Stand and Deliver. It's the story of Mr. Escalante, a Bolivian American teacher that is assigned to Garfield High School in East LA. It's an underperforming school where the students have very little interest in learning or achieving anything. They resist the teachers, and they almost take it as a challenge to get the teachers to leave. And even the administration that places him have little faith in what he's going to do. But yet, even facing this, he taps into this faith, this belief, and he gets them to rise to the occasion. He teaches them AP calculus, and he gets them to actually pass the test. The people who take the score, they don't even believe that this can be true, and so he has to retake it under more strict supervision, and they still pass it again. It shows that the human spirit, we're capable of overcoming extreme burdens, of no matter what challenges we face, no matter how overwhelmed we are, how impossible it may seem that we could actually accomplish it. With God's grace, we can do it if we give him our hearts. And Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So what burdens do you face? What challenges do you face? What have you overcome with? Where is your heart? Reflect upon that today. Give your burdens to Christ. Go to confession as Saint John Vianney urged his parish to. He says it's the chance to encounter the sacrament of forgiveness, and it's a beautiful thing. So challenge today, this week, is to go to confession. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, God, may we give you our burdens and trust in you to guide us. May we not give into despair, but to hope and love with charity each and every day. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, God bless, peace be with you, and see you tomorrow.